Hello, I'm Nekita Waller, the 17th Connecticut State Troubadour. I want to welcome you all to Hands and Hearts Together. Tonight, we're going to give our best shot to raise vital funds for Hands On Hartford. Have you ever been second-guessed, denied of a second chance? The wheels of the bus go round, 'cause someone's trying to hold you down. How did this come to be? People just hating on me. I'm in a different place, 'cause I wanna go for mine this way. I counted me in, they said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. They counted me out, I counted me in. They said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Many shows and many empty rooms, long nights that I couldn't get through. Where did I find the strength to keep it pushing all the way to the end? I met some good people along the way, promised me they wouldn't leave, so I stayed. Now everybody has a story. Fiona Catherine was alone. Me out, I counted me in. They said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. They counted me out, I counted me in. They said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. My time to shine, my season. This is the reason I could never give up on what I believe in. They counted me out, I counted me in. They said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. They counted me out, I counted me in. They said I would lose. Look at me now, I'm winning again. I stepped into the plate and took my best shot. All I ever knew was to give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Never give up. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all. Give it all I got, give it all I got. Give it all, give it all I got. Give it all.
Good evening and welcome to Hands and Hearts Together. I'm Brian Neary and I'm the chair of the Hands On Hartford Board of Directors. It's my honor and pleasure to serve in this capacity for such a wonderful organization. Hands On Hartford walks the walk every day in support of folks who need us most. The staff, donors, and volunteers of this organization are a very special group of people that are providing hope and care to our Hartford neighbors for over 50 years. Tonight, I invite you to join us as we celebrate the work of many. The theme of tonight's program is Bring Hope Home. And I suspect that after learning more about the terrific work that Hands On Hartford does every day to provide hope and home to our neighbors, and after hearing some inspiring music from two of Connecticut's state troubadours, you will be filled with gratitude for what we can do together.
Hey everyone, how are you all doing tonight? I wish we could be in person with you so I could hear you answer, but I hope the answer is great. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Donicia Harris, and I work here at Hands On Hartford in both the Community Meals Program and as an intern in the Homeless Outreach Program as a part of my master's degree in social work. And I'll be one of your hosts this evening alongside my awesome co-host, Jeff Luxembourg.
Thanks, Donicia. As she said, I'm Jeff Luxembourg, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager here at Hands On Hartford. And we're both so excited to be here for this special night. Donicia, isn't Nekita Waller just such an amazingly talented singer? The song you just heard her perform, Best Shot, was the perfect way to start us off this evening.
That's right, Jeff. We are all here to give it our best shot at sharing the work we do here at Hands On Hartford, which we can only do with your help.
You know, as you know, we have set an audacious goal for this evening of $40,000. But with your help, I know we won't just reach our goal, we'll surpass it. Funds raised tonight will support our work in the areas of homeless outreach, supportive housing, and homelessness prevention. Throughout tonight's presentation, information on how to make a donation using ClickBid will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And if you haven't already registered for our online auction, I definitely recommend it. There are lots of great items to bid on, so be sure to check it out. The auction will open at 8:30 this evening, so there's still plenty of time to put your bids in.
We'll be back later, but for now, we'd like to introduce to you our fearless leader, Barbara Shaw, the Executive Director of Hands On Hartford.
Good evening, friends. We're so delighted you've all joined us in this virtual celebration to support the work we all do together. I'm Barbara Shaw, Executive Director of Hands On Hartford. Hello to all of you joining us from your home or the home of one of our hosts. As we enter our second year of doing a virtual event, we do so knowing that despite the physical separations necessitated by this pandemic, we're still very much a community. Now, would you take a moment now to take a selfie of yourself and the folks that you're gathered with and send it to the email address on your screen? We want to share these photos of our beautiful Hands On Hartford community coming together for fun and the common purpose at the end of our program. Our theme this year is Bring Hope Home. We'll be focusing on the many ways our programs connect, house through our homeless outreach program, supportive housing services, and our neighborhood services as well. And I hope you will feel informed and inspired after learning more about the work we do and the people we serve. We hope to raise $143,000 tonight through this event, and we need you to reach that goal. Our home, Connecticut, is woven into the program too. We're fortunate to have our current state troubadour, Nekita and our former troubadour, Callahan, to perform some inspirational music for us. And our meal this evening is created by Chef Ani of Ani's Table. It's a celebration of wonderful foods and beverages grown and crafted right here in the Nutmeg State. We have so very many to thank for making this all possible. Our generous presenting sponsor, Travelers, our lead sponsor, Bizzuto's Media, who are providing all of the video, media, and streaming support for this event. Many thanks to our Ruby Heart sponsors, Stanley Black & Decker, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, People's Bank, Payflex, and P&T Data. Also, deepest appreciation is extended to our Topaz Heart sponsors, Talcott Resolution, Lincoln Financial Group, The Hartford, Prudential, Housing Enterprises, and Hoops, Morgenthaler, Roush, and Scaramoza. And finally, we thank our Emerald Heart sponsors, Thrivent, Smith Brothers Insurance, Nutmeg Consulting, Constitution Group of Wells Fargo, Crosskey Architects, Synergy Financial Planning, Sperry Rail, and Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been a tough couple of years for all of us. Hope can sometimes sure seem like it's in short supply. The support of the community during the pandemic, though, has been nothing short of magnificent. It has filled us with hope as we continue to offer, among other things, hope to those who can use it the most. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And now, as they say, on with the show.
Thanks, Barbara. As Barbara mentioned, take a moment to take some photos of yourselves and email them to the address on your screen. We'll share these photos with everyone watching later in the program, almost like being in person.
You know, next we're going to be sharing some short videos about the work of Hands On Hartford, focusing on all the work we do to ensure everyone has a place to call home.
Right. We're so excited to have special guest Caitlin Burchill of NBC Connecticut with us tonight to tell these stories through the eyes of a reporter. Our first segment is about a new program at Hands On Hartford, our homeless outreach program, which will then be followed by an original song by state troubadour Callahan.
When we invited Kate to join us tonight, she said that she had just recently written the song she'll be performing, and you'll see just how perfect it is for this program.
We've all encountered these scenes. Folks standing at the intersections and highway exits with cardboard signs, and tents and sleeping bags set up outdoors, under bridges, beside abandoned buildings, behind commercial parking lots. Have you, like myself, wondered who these people are and what are their stories? Hands On Hartford's outreach team is boots on the ground, going out at all times of day and evening to connect with folks living outdoors, to establish trust, and do the challenging and long-term work needed to connect them to resources and set them on the path to their own safe, affordable homes.
We have been serving them throughout our 50-year history as an organization, but we wanted to be more intentional. So we collaborated with two other agencies, Greater Hartford Harm Reduction and Wheeler Clinic, to create this Greater Hartford outreach team.
Well, how did the Greater Hartford outreach team come to be? Well, Hands On Hartford, they saw the need for outreach workers to be available in the nights and weekends to connect with people. People working hard during the day, trying to get by as best they can. These connections take time and perseverance to build trust. So we knew we'd need more consistent workers and connections. So Hands On Hartford alone was not enough. The Greater Hartford Outreach Team is a vital collaboration with social workers, medical health, and substance use and mental health experts too.
I feel that this program brings a lot of hope to the folks that we encounter. And we do that by listening, showing up, and being consistent with the folks that we encounter. That then I feel helps instill hope in them that yes, there are people out there that care. There are people out there that are willing to help me have a home.
The outreach team establishes that personal connection to folks, and they relate to them one-on-one as human beings.
These are people who, for whatever reason, are stuck in a hard place and either see no way out or don't know how to get out. You learn, just like you and I, everyone had a life before they ended up where they ended up. There's a lot of different issues in our community that contribute to that. One being lack of affordable housing. It's really expensive.
People, who we encountered, they don't like the fact that they're outside. They're having to survive. They're in a tent. Maybe they just have a sleeping bag. And it's not the life that they pictured for them, but for many different circumstances, this is where they are at.
To give you an idea of how all of this works, Stephanie tells us the story of one man she worked with in the area.
And then as I got to know this individual, I began to learn that he lost his job, didn't make the greatest decisions, and unfortunately he's now outside, living under a bridge. And from there, was learning more about his struggles, his wants, and where he sees himself and later on in his life. And through that, I was able to not only enroll him in our outreach program because he was ready to talk about a housing plan, but we've actually been able to get him connected to medical services. He's been able to get treatment for substance use, and now he's matched to a housing program that I'm working with him on to get him into his own apartment.
The team is committed to doing the hard work it takes to have a happy ending, or really a happy beginning to a new life. These folks are heroes, helping the most vulnerable among us. One person at a time, they really live their motto of caring in action.
Hi, I'm Kate Callahan. I want to thank Hands On Hartford for inviting me to sing for you tonight. I served as Connecticut's 16th state troubadour during the years 2016 to 2018. And it is one of my great passions to sing on behalf of my home state of Connecticut. This song that I'm going to play for you comes from some personal experience over the last 18 months of this pandemic. If you're anything like me, you have noticed a bigger presence since the pandemic hit, a bigger presence of people at the end of exit ramps and people at intersections in the middle of town begging for food, begging for spare change. And so often I'll come up to a red light and I'll see somebody who's asking for something, and a million things will go through my mind. Do I have money? Do I want to give money? Can I stop at a McDonald's and pick up a meal for this person? And so what I've tended to do is buy food whenever I can for people who are asking for help. This has led me to have some conversations and even develop some friendships with folks around town who are struggling. And this song comes from those conversations. This is called Waiting to See. Listen carefully, you are not who I thought I'd be waiting to see in the hours when people rush home to be with the ones who make life less alone. And you are not young, not poor, not old, and you are someone's child, a hungry man, a starving girl. And I see you on the street and ask, is there something that you'd like to eat? And you kiss your hands and point up to the sky. And I think if God is the cook, I am willing to buy. And you are not young, not poor, not old, and you are someone's child, a hungry man, a starving girl. And you told me you stood for 3 hours and not one driver left in your eyes. And you said those who stand in the eye of the storm will not fall from the hunger inside. 'Cause you are not young, not poor, not old, and you are someone's child, a hungry man, a starving girl. And now the sun goes down and people aren't driving through this part of town, and we eat our meals, we read the news on our phones, and mostly forget there are people without homes. 'Cause we are not young, not poor, not old, and we are someone's child, a well-fed man, a happy girl.
Wow, that was very powerful. If you care as much about our unsheltered brothers and sisters as Kate does, I hope you are inspired to make a gift this evening and join us in helping folks have a home of their own.
You know, as a reminder, in order to serve all those with housing insecurity in our community, tonight we need to raise $40,000, which is in addition to our generous sponsorships, auction, and ticket sales. All of this combined will allow us to achieve our overall goal of $143,000. But I know what you must be thinking, Denicia. $40,000. That's a big number, right?
Yes, and we're still in the middle of a pandemic when people are just starting to put their lives back together themselves. So how on earth are folks supposed to take care of their own needs and help so many others at the same time?
You know, well, I know we have so many big hearts who are watching right now. And as big as this number may seem, it only takes a small amount from a lot of caring people to make a really big impact.
That's right, Jeff. There are so many ways to help us get to $40,000 tonight. For everyone who is signed into the online auction, you can make a general donation by clicking on the very first auction item, number 100.
You know, and if you're not signed into the auction, you can also text to give. Just text the word hands on to the number 56651. We are so appreciative of any size donation to help us reach our goal.
You know, Jeff, I was surprised to learn that we provide housing case management services to 135 tenants each week.
Right? No wonder our case managers and tenant assistants are so busy.
For real. I commend all of their hard work and services to Hands On Hartford.
And now, back to Caitlin Burchell to tell us all about Hands On Hartford's supportive housing and case management services.
When I think of Hands On Hartford and all that they have been in my life, I couldn't even imagine being someplace else.
Rosemary's journey to Hands On Hartford was a long one. In her words, she came to Hartford with nothing but the clothes on her back after a battle to defeat substance and alcohol use. After moving from shelter to shelter, she ended up with Hands On Hartford in their transitional housing program and ultimately moved into her own home where she continues to live successfully and independently with the help of Hands On Hartford's supportive housing services.
So supportive housing is kind of what it actually sounds like. We're there, the team, the case managers, the tenant assistants are there to help the tenants, support the tenants through their journey in getting a house, an apartment, keeping the house and apartment, and just moving on in their life. And that support can look like a variety of different things depending on the person that we're working with.
Every week, HOH housing case managers provide support to 135 tenants living mostly in Hartford. This ranges to weekly check-ins to intensive support. Supportive housing services can range from something as simple as a ride to a doctor's appointment to something as complex as sitting through those appointments and working with a client to understand and keep up with their medical care. As simple as a trip to the grocery store to the more complex work of coming up with a budget, helping to apply for benefits and resources to make that budget work, healthy menu planning, and even learning how to cook. In a way, housing support case managers' work is never done. It's a real long-term commitment to the holistic success of their client, and they're available to help whenever they need their support, day and night.
Hands On Hartford has changed my life immensely. They have given me a reason to pursue every possible goal that I have in mind for myself, that I have set for myself, such as going back to school to get my high school diploma. They helped give me transportation until I was able to pay for my own transportation. And they encouraged me as well.
Trevon Coleman has worked with dozens of clients like Rosemary over the years, and he knows the impact this long-term commitment can have on his clients.
I like working with people and seeing them find success, seeing them find happiness that they have never really had before and have wanted and have worked for it. You know, when we meet with them, we do the assessment, we make a service plan, and sometimes the best success is actually the ones that take years, not the immediate success, because it's just kind of handed to you. But it's the longer they take, the more investment into themselves, the more investment into their housing or investment to their health, is huge.
If you want it, it's there for you. And this is the right place to be, because these people here at Hands On Hartford can help you with almost anything that you need. You can ask anybody. Everyone here has a certain job to do, but it all comes back together. You can go to 10 people in here and get 10 different resources, because that's what Hands On Hartford is all about, the community. And if you stick with them and you stick to your own determinations to do it, it can be done. I love Hands On Hartford. This is my home away from home. They have been here for me 100%, and I would not leave this place for anything.
We love Rosemary. I know you can all see that she's a person who radiates joy and gratitude. We at Hands On Hartford are so fortunate to work alongside her every day. She shines her light even more powerfully in person.
You know, she definitely brightens my day and reminds me how lucky we are to be doing such impactful work in this community. Let's hear it for Rosemary and all the supportive housing staff who shared what it's like to offer what is, at times, painstaking work.
So audience, did you have a chance to bid on any auction items yet? Maybe you're someone who doesn't need or want anything. Well, that's totally okay. You can still participate in the auction by bidding on items 801, 802, and 803. The gifts of warmth from our neighbors experiencing homelessness, the welcome home basket for folks moving into a new apartment, or a direct contribution to the Small Miracles Fund. These gifts provide direct support to the folks you've been hearing about this evening.
You know, speaking of support, we can't let another minute go by without thanking two of our big sponsors. Our presenting sponsor is Bizzuto's Media. They have been amazingly generous in providing all of the video and streaming services that make this evening possible, all free of charge. We're talking hours upon hours and days upon days of video recording, editing, stylizing, and compiling all of the footage to share with you tonight. Clem Kaczynskis has been so generous and supportive. We are so lucky to have him on our team.
So true, Jeff. And our presenting sponsor, Travelers, has not only supported this event in a major way, but we also have 4 Travelers employees on our board of directors who I'd like to introduce you to right now.
Hi, I'm Diana Walquist, and I work in Travelers Business Insurance. And the reason why I love Hands On Hartford is the backpack program, because no child should go hungry on the weekend.
Hi, my name is Mike Tatro, and I also work for Travelers Business Insurance. I also serve as board treasurer for Hands On Hartford. I am committed to Hands On Hartford because of the critical role they serve in our community, but also because I've never worked with a more passionate team of individuals focused on bettering the lives of those who need it the most within our community.
Hi, my name is Harry Madison Jr., and I also work at Travelers and Business Insurance. And I joined the board at Hands On Hartford because my parents raised me on the principle that to whom much is given, much more shall be required. Thank you, Hands On Hartford.
Hi, I'm Lisa Cameron, and I'm the Vice President of Billing and Receivables Management at Travelers. I serve on the board of Hands On Hartford because I believe passionately that no one should struggle to meet their basic human needs of food and housing. I'm very pleased right now to introduce a short news clip from Fox 61 to highlight some of the great work that Travelers is doing with our community partners.
The signature of the Hartford skyline, the Travelers Tower, is mostly quiet now, except at the ground level, where a few deals are happening downtown.
They're putting together meals for Hands On Hartford and Meals on Wheels. We're keeping them using our kitchen facilities to do that and working collaboratively to be able to help the community.
The kitchen staff at Travelers is still gainfully employed. They're not cooking for the corporation, they're now cooking for the community. With few staffers on site, Travelers got creative. Marlene Ibsen is the VP of Community Relations.
We've made a commitment of $5 million to go to various relief efforts related to the coronavirus pandemic.
Here at home, some of that money is going to Hands On Hartford and Meals on Wheels. For now, daily meals delivered all month.
It's a huge impact. Not only do we appreciate it, but our guests appreciate it too. And then guests come in, they sign in with me, I check in with them, give them their meal and a drink, and then out the door they go.
There's certainly a need, Marlene, and you guys are putting up numbers. You're serving a lot of people.
Yes. Food that our cafeteria workers are preparing equate to about 100 meals a day for 4 days a week for Hands On Hartford for their soup kitchen, and 160 hot meals for Meals on Wheels.
And for the insurance giant, it's about keeping some coverage local.
And it is just gratifying to know that in a time of crisis like this, we're able to step up and really apply some resources to try to help those around us.
In Hartford, Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.
So I've personally seen Travelers Meals come in every day at Community Meals since April 2020, 4 days a week. And if my math is right, that's something like 42,000 meals.
You know, your math is probably a lot better than mine, but 42,000 meals? That's unbelievable. We are so grateful for Travelers standing with us and supporting us every single day during the pandemic and helping in so many other ways as well.
And now let's hear from some more of our sponsors.
Hi everyone, Matt Bannister from People's Bank here. People's Bank is so proud to sponsor the Hands On Hartford event this evening, Hands and Hearts Together. You are a great organization doing great work, and we hope that you bring hope home for everyone in the greater Hartford area. So have a great event this evening and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susan Bambera, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Payflex. And on behalf of the Payflex family, I wanted to share that we are very proud supporters of Hands On Hartford and appreciate everything that you do for the community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abby Sinazero, and I work at Stanley Black & Decker as a Community Engagement Specialist. We are delighted to support Hands On Hartford to help create a community where everyone has a safe, affordable, and stable place to live. We join our hands and hearts with all of you this evening to bring hope home to our Hartford neighbors.
How lucky we are to have all of this generous support and the support of all of you. You are truly many hands that make our work at Hands On Hartford possible.
And now, here's Caitlin.
Hi everyone, and happy Sunday night. I'm Caitlin Burchell from NBC Connecticut News, and I am just so thrilled to be here with all of you tonight. All right, I'll be honest, a few months ago, the Community Affairs Department here asked me if I would be willing to participate in this fundraiser for Hands On Hartford, and I thought, I don't really know much about them, but I couldn't wait to learn more. I came to Hands On Hartford, took a tour, and I walked away so impressed. It felt like family. It is family. I had no idea all of these things were happening here on Bartholomew Avenue in Hartford. And count me in from now on as a community partner. And you can see Head Rock, the purple suit tonight as well. Now I want to share the final video focusing on Hands On Hartford. This is on their housing programs. This is one of how HOH can prevent homelessness through the nimble and responsive work of its neighborhood services program and the Small Miracles Fund, which you've all heard of already tonight. So first, let's hear from our Senator, Richard Blumenthal.
Your United States Senator, really proud and excited to join you for this virtual celebration. I wish it were in person next year. I am honored to be part of the Hands and Hearts Together, Bring Hope Home celebration. Hands On Hartford has done so much remarkable, truly historic work in preventing homelessness, but also providing the tools and the means people need to overcome it in the services, not just housing, but also health and food security and the kinds of other services that are necessary for people to be self-sufficient, put them back on their feet. Hands On Hartford does more than put hands on. It really inspires and ennobles people, empowers them to do better and more. Volunteers, staff, board members, I thank you all and have a wonderful celebration. Thank you.
In the beginning,
it was hard to ask for help. And then you have to suck up the pride that you do feel and realize that there is a bigger picture, and the bigger picture could be detrimental to my children, my household, my life. So I just went on and did it, and honestly, it's the best thing I could have done, and I'm glad I actually really called.
Tiana Rivera is a mother of 3 kids. She's in school to become a nurse, and when COVID hit, her hours were cut way back, and she had to take a second job to get by. Even so, over the months, her rent and other bills started to pile up. Well, that's where Hands On Hartford's homeless prevention services came in. Hands On Hartford's Bianca Almanzar receives calls like Tiana's every day.
Sometimes people want food, they end up in my mailbox. Sometimes people want utility assistance, Operation Fuel. We have a great partnership with Center Church and Hartford Hospital for folks that need dental help. I get a lot of phone calls for dental help. I get a lot of phone calls for security deposit mainly. That's really the bulk of my phone calls, I would say, and rental assistance.
Hands On Hartford's goal is to provide emergency assistance, both financial help and help accessing other resources to help families stay housed, to step in before a family is evicted and facing homelessness.
Housing isn't really affordable. I mean, you can work and work and work and still just not make ends meet. There's so much that it's not just your rent. I mean, I want a car to drive myself to work. You know, now I have a car payment. Now I need gas. I need to keep the electricity on. I need to feed my kids. You know, so you don't just find yourself in this situation. It's just life is happening, and it's just the way it is, unfortunately. And, you know, that's where we come in and we try to save the day.
What I specifically needed help with was the homeless prevention program. So like I said, when I called Bianca, I only thought that I was just going to get funding or just from one program, and that was Hands On Hartford. But she took the time to go ahead and find more resources out there that could help me. And she literally told me, we're going to find as much out there as possible to help you so you have no debt. And she actually did what she said she was going to do. And I'm very thankful for her. Had I not found someone who, or this program in general, I would not be debt-free from, and I probably would be homeless as well.
Being able to bring that bill and make it current, I can imagine the relief that she feels. I mean, and because of that, she can now focus more on her studies instead of having to, you know, keep that second job and hustle the way she was going, and then be at home with her kids.
Bianca says she receives as many as 40 calls a day asking for help. And as hard as it is to see so many struggling to keep their homes, it's truly rewarding work.
So it's great when I get a phone call, you know, of a client that I helped a couple months ago or just this past month, and they say, thank you, you know, that assistance really helped me in this way or in that way, and because of you I'm in my new apartment, and because of you I'm not being evicted, and because of you, you know, I'm better off now. And that's the most rewarding part of my job.
Yeah, I was able to find lots of hope. I was able to find hope that if I am ever in trouble again, if I am ever in need, if anybody else is in trouble, if anybody else is in need, that I know that Hands On Hartford has their own programs that can help you. They have other resources that they know that can help you, and they won't stop until they can help you. That's what I truly feel.
This important homeless prevention work, bringing hope home, is privately funded with charitable contributions from faith groups, foundations, businesses, and individuals. They say it takes a village, and the team at Hands On Hartford feels that every day.
I have the chills, and I hope it's not just from the delicious meal we're all eating, but these videos, these people, these connections. Isn't it just so amazing how lives can be changed when someone just can connect with someone else to get the help where they need it most? That's energy, efficiency, all used so perfectly in this wonderful community here. Now, we're coming to the part of the evening where that, if we were in a hotel or if we were in person, you'd feel the energy rise. You get all jazzed up in that ballroom. But we can pretend, right? I have to tell you, I can feel the energy here in my undisclosed location. You'll never know. Oh wait, I'm hearing some breaking news. We actually just received a challenge grant, so listen up. This challenge grant is from Stanley D. and Hinda N. Fisher Fund. This is at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. They will match the last $10,000 of our goal raised this evening. That is incredible. Again, I repeat, Stanley D. and Hinda N. Fisher Fund at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. They will match the last $10,000. So I'm going to ask you, again, let's pretend we're in our fancy ballroom. Raise your virtual paddle and make a gift to support this incredibly vital work you've been hearing about all night tonight. This work that is done with so much care and done with so much compassion. And if you haven't been to HOH, I can promise, I've seen it with my very own eyes. It is incredible, the team here. And when I say the team, that's also now including you. We're working together. This is such a community event tonight, even though we're at a distance. Quite simply, this work doesn't get done without the support of the larger community. You can make a donation of any size. Every dollar, every penny, every 100,000 helps, right? You can follow the instructions that are right on the bottom of your screen here. And while you do that, I want you to listen carefully, soak up this moment, and enjoy the words of Kate Callahan, and let your love ring out.
When I think about Hands On Hartford and the ever-evolving development of initiatives and programs, the tirelessly working staff, the volunteers who come together to help and support our community's most vulnerable people, I think about what is at the core of that work. And I know what it is, because it's what I witness when I go over to Hands On Hartford and I walk through the building. It's love that's at the core of this work. And that's what inspired this song. This is called Love Rings Out. When we do good and great and right, love rings out. When we do wrong and make it right, love rings out with gifts of hate.
that voice. How incredible is her voice? Again, the goosebumps, the chills, and she's singing about something that's so prevalent here. You know the love Kate sings about is so present at Hands On Hartford, and this is our chance to return the love. So let's see how much money's been raised so far. Check out our thermometer there. We are getting so close to meeting our goal, and if you haven't made a donation tonight, please think about going that extra mile to help the folks who live in our community find a place of their own to call home. I mean, God, we can do it. If you can, any dollar amount will be so helpful. Now, it's been a fun night, right? Again, we're not in our ballroom, but you've been having your delicious Connecticut meals. We've been hanging out together, and some of you have been sending in pictures from your in-home gatherings. All right, we have to take a look at some of your smiling faces. We've seen selfies, we've seen excitement, we've seen people of all ages joining together for Hands On Hartford, and it is such an incredible thing. We, again, can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. And if you didn't send us your selfie, tag us on social media too. We'd love to see you, and we'd love for you to, you know, if you can do it tonight, grab that wallet of yours and keep smiling and donate to such an incredible event. Oh, we even have more pictures. They just keep on coming. Is this incredible? This is the kind of community we're talking about here at Hands On Hartford. People joining in from all walks of life to help the community, to make our community an even better place than it already is, to help people that it could be you, it could be our neighbors, it could be anyone. You never know when you can fall on, you know, tough times and bad luck. And that's what Hands On Hartford does. It is such an incredible community. I mean, I've seen from the meals, from the outreach, from the housing, the connecting to resources. This is why Hands On Hartford is such a valuable resource here in Hartford. And we are just so thankful again that you're taking the pictures, you're joining us tonight on this fabulous Sunday night, you're enjoying your meal, and we're gathering together to be a family, the Hands On Hartford family, and you are a part of that tonight. And since you are here, you will be the first to hear an important announcement. Listen to this, you guys.
Hi, my name is Tyler Anderson. I'm very excited to announce a partnership that we will be doing with Hands On Hartford to bring back their cafe. One of the many casualties of the pandemic was this beautiful cafe, and I'm excited to take part in bringing it back and creating a place at the table for everyone. We'll see you in the spring.
The infamous Tyler Anderson. I mean, he is just such a legend in this community, and this connection and this community partnership is just so exciting and so incredible, and I'm so happy that I could help break the news tonight about this Hands On Hartford initiative going forward. Now, sadly, we've come to the end of our time together. Now, on behalf of the folks who are served by Hands On Hartford, thank you. And for putting your hands and hearts together tonight. We are so thankful, and there's so many people I wish you could see behind the scenes here who are doing so much work to get this together, to continue to serve community members and so many people, and just touching lives all over the Hartford community. All right, keep your eye on the online auction. It will close at 8:30 this evening. Now, keep an eye on it, and let's say maybe you don't necessarily win something. Maybe you come on back and you put a donation towards Hands On Hartford. We would so appreciate it. You can continue to make your donations through the online auction or text to give. Very easy. Grab your cell phone. I bet most of you, I'd better have your hands on your phone right now. We are so thankful for you, for sharing your evening with me and all of the wonderful folks here at Hands On Hartford. Again, they're all behind the camera right now, and there's so many more who are here, boots on the ground, helping our community members here in Hartford, making this a better place to live by helping so many people live their best lives. Again, we are so thankful for you. A change is going to come.
is coming up. Here's Nekita Waller to sing All of Us Home. Please donate if you can. Thank you so much.
I was born by the river in a little town, oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, and I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's out there beyond the skies. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown, but there I know they don't want me around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please, oh please. And all he keeps doing, oh, he's keeping me on my feet. Oh, there's been times I couldn't make it. I was afraid to go on, and that's why I'm still singing this song. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Ooh.